It is once again time for the Loper Football Show with UNK head coach Ryan Held. I'm Jason Jorgensen. Glad to have you along. The Lopers up to a great 2-0 start after a pull-away win against rival Chadron State on Saturday. Coach, what a great night. You had a big crowd. You guys played well. You kept the Good Life trophy. Saturday night was a good night to be a Loper.
It really was. We knew that Chadron was a good football team. They play hard, and they wanted that Good Life trophy just like we did. And we knew we needed to play a four-quarter game. I told the guys, Friday we're going to have to play four quarters in order to keep it. And there were times throughout the game it was a little sloppy for us. They did come out a little bit different defensively than we'd seen in terms of what we kind of prepared for, but we made some adjustments. We did some good things offensively, but I do feel like we left a lot of meat on the bone on some throwing opportunities, a few runs. Defensively, obviously got 4 turnovers, 1 pick six, another one could have been a pick six. We blocked a punt right before the half. We were able to score on that. Penalties, we had 6 penalties. So we're averaging about 5.5 penalties a game, which that's about probably the threshold I'd like to be at. But still, in today's college football world, that's pretty good. So we didn't turn the ball over, +4, block punt, played it through all the way through the fourth quarter. A lot of guys got in the game, and we were able to keep the Good Life trophy.
It's a long season, but what kind of momentum do you get from opening up with a couple of wins over a couple of arch rivals?
Well, I think, just confidence that what we're doing is working. But I think our guys know that we're still a ways off. We have a lot to get better this week as we prepare for MIAA play. Fort Hays is a really good football program. It's going to be a night game for them. But the good thing is we had a night game on the road against Wayne and found a way to win in the fourth quarter against a really good football team. They won last week. You never know. Every game is different. So we need to get back on this practice field and get better because we know that there's so much more in the lemon of the juice so we can squeeze out of it.
Coming into this year, you had to figure your defense could be a pretty solid. Boy, you have to like the way they have played and their ability to take away the football again. And that is something that was a strength for you for a large chunk of last year.
Yeah, they do a really nice job. We get to see them every week. Their coach Schaffner and the defensive staff do a great job. We play hard. We got after the quarterback. We didn't sack him every time, but he definitely felt our presence. I think that can get in a guy's head. But the guys, we give multiple looks and they really, get after it. But, they have some things they know they need to work on as well. But again, it's definitely better when you win than when you don't win. But, there's so much more for us. Even though we're 2-0, we're not patting ourselves on the back because we haven't played a complete game yet.
Getting back to the offense through the first couple of weeks, and you mentioned, there's been some missed opportunities, but what have you liked the most from what you've seen on that side of the ball?
Well, I just think our guys competing and, making adjustments, when we don't do something right, we fix it. I think we're a better offense. We didn't score 41 points on offense, obviously, but, we did score every time we got in the red zone. So our red zone offense has definitely gotten better. But we just have to tighten up a few more things, get it more to some of our other playmakers, because we have a lot of playmakers that we need to get the ball to. Abram's done a nice job coming in and doing some really good things. But, Abram would tell you after watching the film, there was some other opportunities that we left on, probably 14 to 17 points more. The thing about it is when you play a team like Fort Hays, you don't get those chances back in MIAA ball. So we're going to have to really tighten some of those things up. But, we've been able to show that there are a lot of good things we can do, but we also know we're not even close to being a finished product.
How about this Tigers outfit? They played two very, very good teams. They lost on opening night at home to Angelo State, and then what a comeback by them and a huge win on the road to a win at the end against CSU Pueblo.
Yeah, I mean, they're a really good program. I mean, they do what they do. They have an identity. Their head coach has been there a long time. They know the type of players that fit Hayes. They know the type of players to recruit for each one of the positions on their football team, especially on defense. I mean, you can go back 10 years, they've run the same defense other than some tweaks here and there. They do what they do, and you know where they're going to be. You either can block them or you're not going to, it's not going to end well. They're going to be in their all black uniforms. Their students are going to be having fun all day, getting lubed up for the game. And we know that we're going to go into an electric environment, but that's what you sign up for. That's what you want to. You want to go in these type of environments. But offensively, they have a quarterback that returns. That's a really good player. He's a winner. He willed them to victory there against Pueblo. Leading them down and scoring, and then they blocked an extra point to win it. To beat them, you can't turn the ball over. You got to be balanced on both sides. What you do. Special teams have to play great. You got to win the field position battle because they're going to have momentum plays, and they feast on momentum and all the energy. And what happens is teams go in there and they can't stop the bleeding. And then 7-point lead becomes 14, becomes 21. Boom, 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 and then now the game's over because then if you sit there and drop back pass every down, you're over. You're done. But we want to get it into the fourth quarter. We want to, you got to play physical football. But we're excited. But at the end of the day, Jason, it's the MIAA opener. Whatever happens, win, lose, or draw, we still have 8 more games left, and we're not. This ain't the Super Bowl. We're not putting our whole season on this game. You can't in the MIAA because every game is that valuable.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. It's certainly a milestone victory if you could get it done. And I'm sure the start has to be key too. Last year, you guys played a great second half against them, but dug yourself too big of a hole.
Oh, it was miserable last year. We kind of had a little bit of a fog from the terrible game we played against Missouri Southern, and we let get up on us 24-0. And then when we finally started to play, I mean, it was a whole different game. I mean, if we just score 7 in the first half, it's a whole different ball game. But, again, I tell our guys, we don't get to hit reset. You don't, if you're down 21-0, you're down 21-0. So we just have to come out and play better football early and play the game, weather the storm, because they're going to be gassed up, jacked up, and just play football. Because when the ball's snapped, the crowd is what it is. The music is what it is. It's, can I block my guy? Am I executing with discipline, detailed, and tough, and playing within and sticking to our process?
All right. Looking forward to it. We'll see you down in Kansas.
Thanks, Jason.
You bet. That was Loper head coach Ryan held his thoughts on this one. Once again, it's UNK at Fort Hays State on Saturday night. Kickoff at 7. We will have it for you on 93.1 The River, 106.9 in Kearney, and on the River app. For the Loper Football Show, I'm Jason Jorgensen.